Hello and welcome back to Leilani Electronics. We got two infrared temperature circuits. They both use the TSEV01 infrared temperature module. They measure from 0 to 300 degrees Celsius or 0 to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. The module outputs in Celsius, I just converted to Fahrenheit in my program. It runs off of 3.3 volts, which I got them both running at 3.3 volts, serial port interface. And the field of view per the data sheet is 90 degrees. So with the center of that being the focal point of each sensor. Right now they're just facing upward, measuring midair, nothing. So right now on the OLED, I'm getting 66 degrees, and on the digital one, I'm getting 66.9. I didn't do the decimal point on OLED because it's just a 128 by 128. I wanted the numbers to be larger, so I just went with two places instead of three, like on the digital. Okay, so we're going to get a couple items to measure the temperature of. Now, real quick before we start measuring things, this digital one is, like I said, it has a red, green display. If you switch this, it'll give you the output of this module, which is in Celsius. So Celsius will be in red. So I'll put a little switch on here. So if you want it in Fahrenheit, you just switch it over and then it'll give you Fahrenheit. The OLED one, it only displays Fahrenheit. But as the temperature rises or go down, these LEDs will step up 1 through 8. And I have a chart. This LED, I have a chart, so I have it color coded. So for instance, if the object we're measuring, if it's between 251 and 300 degrees, they'll be red. These numbers will be red. Anything between 201 and 250 will be orange. 151 to 200 will be yellow. 101 to 150 will be green. 51 to 100 degrees will be turquoise. 26 to 50 degrees will be blue, and 0 to 25 degrees will be purple. So I'm going to give you an example of all those ranges of temperature. Okay, so we have everything set up. Now these modules are going to give you the temperature in hundreds of degrees. So for example, the data sheet says it'll spit out a 16-bit code. So for instance, 6832 will be 68.32 degrees Celsius. So you take your 16-bit output, divide it by 100, that'll give you the temperature, or you could just, your last two places will be your dot, whatever. So if it gives you 7,000, then that means your temperature is 70 degrees. So in my program, I just kept I got rid of the lowest bit, which would be like the 2. So it'd be 68.3. And that's what I did for the digital. For the OLED, I just only used the most significant ones. Okay, so we got the color chart. So I'm going to get some items to measure. First, we're going to start with this soldering iron right here. We're going to plug this in, and we're going to get a temperature of a soldering iron. Okay, we got the soldering iron plugged in. Now, as this heats up, you'll see the temperature of each display go up. So we're just going to hold it right here. Now the data sheet doesn't say how far this works, so I'm just going to hold it close. I don't want to get it too close. So this is good enough. Okay, you see it's getting hot. '87, '88. Now when it gets to 100, it's going to change colors. Let's see, it went to green. 106, 102. Trying to keep it steady. Okay, we'll go over to this one. Let me move the sensor out the way. There we go. 109. Okay, so while this soldering iron heats up, we're going to get another object to measure. I'm going to get a bowl of ice. So we'll set this to the side here. Per my notes, the soldering iron was getting around 233 degrees Fahrenheit. So when this fully heats up, we're going to remeasure it. I got a candle here. Now I measured a bigger candle earlier, and it was reading about almost 250 degrees. So again, I don't want to put these sensors too close to anything hot that I'm measuring. Like if I'm going to measure a piece of ice, I could put it close, but putting it close to a hot soldering iron or a candle, I'm not sure, because like I said, the data sheet doesn't say how far to keep it away. So we're going to try to measure this candle right here. Put that right here. There we go. Well, that thing's hot. I can feel it. Okay, so we're going to try to put it close. Oh, see, it got up to 122, 155, and I don't want to put it any closer because 178, because I don't know if it'll damage the sensor. 193, and my thumb's getting hot. Yikes! So we're gonna call that test good. We're gonna go over to the OLED, and we're gonna do the same thing. Get as close. Okay, see, it went to orange or yellow. Ooh. That's extremely hot. Okay, so enough of that test. We're going to check the soldering iron, see if it got up to temperature yet. Let's move this guy out the way. Don't want to leave that burning in my lab. Okay, soldering iron. 154, 148. Okay, we're going to measure it here. It's almost up to temperature. 50, and I was getting about 212. Okay, 169. Okay, we'll let that heat up. Let me go get some ice, and we're going to measure some ice. Now, when I measure the ice, it's going to not go below 32 degrees because ice freezes at 32 degrees, I think 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. So these sensors only go from 0 to 300 Celsius. So what I did was I programmed when this gets 30, 32 or 31 below, it's going to go red. It's going to go 00 red to tell you that's the lowest it can go. It's going to send an error message. This one is going to read either over range or under range, and it's going to change colors. So we're going to get some ice, and I'm going to show you how it measures how cold the ice is. Okay, I am back. All right, so before we get to the ice, I went and I had some hot tea boiling. So we're going to measure some hot tea. Okay, so we have our, trying to put this so we can see it. Okay, and that's not going to work. Okay, I'll just have to do it this way. Okay, it's facing into the teacup. Okay, when I measured this earlier before I did the video, I ran a test just to make sure everything was working right. I was getting about 1 168, 170. So this must have cooled down. Again, I don't want to get it too close to that steam coming out of there. Okay, we're going to measure it with the OLED. Get my probe up there. Here we go. 152. Okay, so 150. And this one I think was around the same. 155 I think it was. It got up to, yeah, 150. It'll get up to 155. I don't want to put it too close. Okay, now we're going to go over to the ice. So we're going to move this out the way. Put that over there. And here we go. Some nice cold ice. We're going to measure it. See, it went to over range or under range, so it can't measure anything below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see this ice, and that's what it should be because ice is frozen. So, okay, now we're going to go to the OLED, and you'll see when it gets, if it can pick up how cold it is, it's going to go to a red 00 error message. So we're going to point this right at the ice. Oh, see, went to 00. See, this ice is frozen. So, okay, now if I move it away, okay, there it goes. Okay. Okay, what else? I had measured a gallon of milk, which was it was reading 45 degrees, and a bottle of water. I didn't record that. Okay, so there you have it. That is the TSEV01 infrared temperature sensor. Okay, and the OLED, of course, you can't just power them off. So what I did was when I power them off, it'll do a little light show, and then it will, power off the OLED and then shut down. For the LEDs, you could just hit the switch. But I'm gonna go back to Celsius. There we go. And oh yeah, watch these little blue lights. As the temperature rises, these blue lights will they'll go up. See? Oh, look at that. I think, see, it's up. And that's what I was getting earlier, about 228. Let me check my notes. The solder now is about 233 degrees. As the temperature goes down, the LEDs will go down. Okay, so this thing is up to temperature, so we'll measure it with the LED one. Nope, not you, buddy. This guy right here. Sorry for the camera work, but I'm trying not to burn myself. Okay. All right, there you have it. The schematics will be up on the website. Hope you like it. I got these parts from DigiKey. Again, that's the TSEV01 infrared temperature sensor. Contactless. That means it don't have to touch. It just point. So here's a trick. Like you rub your hands together, like we used to do when we were little. Get them real hot. See that? Jumped up to 80 real quick. Okay, so I'm going to power this off. Go through its show. That's it. Hope you like it. Go to the website, print out the schematics for both the LED circuit and the OLED circuit. And go to DigiKey, buy you some of these. And enjoy. Thanks again for watching.